Okay, so this is Lab 4 on your own. It said to open, step number 1, open the Lab 4 database in the lesson files folder. If you look on here, it is lab4.accdb from your downloads on your zip folder. Step number 2, create a new query in design view from table comics. Add the following fields to the query. This right here is a little bit misleading. When we say design view, what we've been doing is clicking right here on views to be able to make it work. Well, this is not really in design view. You have to start off at the very beginning, create. So you go to create, and you want to do a new query. So we're not going to use the wizard, we're going to use the query design under design view. So that's what it means when it says design view. And we want to make it from tables comics. If you come look on the side over here, here's where you're going to find the tables. Right now there's a query already in there. There's links and tables. Table comics. So it says create a new query. So we went to create. We went to the manual design view. And then we're selecting table comics. And it says add the following to make a query. So we're going to say add selected tables now down here. So once you've selected it, highlighted it, hit add selected tables, and it'll be right here. Let's make this bigger so you can select the different ones that you want. So you left click and drag down so that you can do that. It wants you to select title, publisher, original price, year published, and condition. When you select it, it's going to bring it down here. So for the first one, it says title. So if you double click on title, it'll come down here. Then the next one is publisher, double click on that. Then original price, double click on that. You can also, here's your publish, left click and drag it down and put it there as well. Or you can double click on there and it goes to the next one, okay? Now it says save the query as query comic list. All right, so where do we save? Oh yeah, I think it's this one. Okay, there it is. You hit the little X button here and you say, yes, I want to save it. And you're going to change this to little QRY, capital C for comic, and capital L for list. So this is almost in camel case, or it is almost camel case. Hit OK. That is step number 3, is to save the query as query comic list. Number 4, run the query. How many records are there? So to run the query, you select the comic list, and you want to run it. Double click on it and it'll run. These are all the ones that are on the comic list now. How many records are there? There's not a spot to put this. It's just for your information, FYI. There are 215 records. Remember that a record is the row. So if you're looking and you're counting up and down, that's 215. It shows it right there. Does everybody see this right here where it says 215, 1 of 215 right here. And this one will be 8 of 215, okay? Number 5 says switch to design view. Okay, now we're going to go to the normal things that we did. It would come over here to this view and change it from data sheet view to design view. Limit the query so that only those comics whose publisher is Marvel Comics or Marvel Comics groups are displayed. So it's going to be both of those. We'll come over here to, we want it to only show those specific ones. Okay, so right here we're going to look at step number 5, switch to design view, which we did. We're into the view, design view, just making sure we checked all this little check boxes. Limit the query so that only those comics whose publisher is Marvel Comics or Marvel Comics Group are displayed. So we're going to look under Publisher. The criteria is going to be right here, is going to be Marvel Comics. And then this one. And then this one right here will be Marvel Comics Group. If you notice, there's an or. Once you do that, then the little quotes will pop up on there. To run it, you just say run. And now we have it, Marvel Comics or Marvel Comics Group are displayed for number 5. Now it says on number 6, switch to design view again. Go to design view and move the condition field so that it's to the right of the title field. So here's the title field, here's the condition field. We want to move it over. So this is kind of a little tricky. You see that little black arrow? Let me make sure I put it there. There's a little black arrow. Once you get the little black arrow above this whole column, then you're going to left click it, let go, and then you'll see this white arrow. You're going to hold it down, and you're going to move it over with 2 fingers and let go. Okay, so now I'm going to do this again. I'm going to put it back. Find the black one, click it, then wait for the white arrow, left click, and move it back. Okay, just so you can see it do it. Okay, so let's do this one more time for number 6. We are in design view, which allows us to look like this. I want to move the condition field because a field is a column, so it is to the right of the title field. So we're going to make the black arrow show up, give it some time, let the white arrow show up, left click on your, or 2 fingers on the touchpad, and then move it, drag it over to the left to next to the title field, and let go, and there it is. Okay. Now it says sort the data in the ascending order by title. Okay, so we are on title, and it says sort right here. We want to use this drop-down box and say ascending. Okay, so if you didn't see that, let me get rid of it. We're going to be in titles. They want it sorted by ascending. So you click in here, allow that little drop-down to show up, and say ascending. And sort the data by ascending order by title. Now to see it, we're just going to go run. Now it's by title in ascending order. Okay. Okay, now that we have that done, we are going to move on to step number 7. Only display comics with whose original price is greater than 0.25. Don't forget to remove the criteria from the publisher field. So let's go back into design view so that way we can make this change. First thing, let's go in order. Only display comics whose original price is greater than 0.25, so it's 25 cents. So we're going to look under price, original price right here, and the criteria is going to be greater than 0.25. Remember, if you use this one, that is less than, and this is greater than, and this is equal to. So there'd be an exact match. But they want it to be greater than 25 cents, all right? Now let's look at this. Read the question again, because there's always going to be 2 or 3 different parts to it. Only display comics whose original price is greater than 0.25. We've put that criteria in there. Don't forget to remove the criteria from the publisher field. So now we will remove this, and we'll remove this. Make sure you get the little quotations out of there too. How many records do you have to have now? So that means we're going to have to hit run so we can see it. Now we've run it. These are original price over this. Remember, it was 215 before, now it's 94. Pretty much what it's trying to do is tell you to do that. There's not a spot where we're going to put how many records do you have now. Save and close this query. All right. Now we have, let's hit save. Number 8, create a new query using the query wizard. Now we get to use a wizard from table comics that includes all of the fields. Okay, so we're going to go to create right here. We want to use the query wizard this time, not the design view. Oh, yes, I want to save it. Oh, I want to make this, okay, let me go back. So we're going query wizard. That was kind of weird. Since it didn't specify, we're going to use simple query wizard, not any of the other ones, okay? Say okay. Now from this, the next part of the question says, create a new query using query wizard from table comics. And that includes all of the fields, such as save the query as query comics. Okay, so we are doing a query from table comics. Let's check this right here. I want it from this one. We want it from this table comics. So everybody got that? Because a little while ago, the default was on what we were just looking at. We went there. So we want it from table comics. And we want to include everything. We can sit there and we can click each individual one. Or we can just say everything over there. So now IDs at the top, everything got moved over, okay? So if we want to do them all, we'll do them over there. Let's put them all back, okay? So we want all of these over there. And let's say I don't want this one over for some reason. We can take that one out. All right, let's move these all back and then put them all over there, just so we know that they're all in the correct order again. ID is there, and condition is right there under no printing, okay? So everything says includes all of the fields. Save the query as query comics. Go to next, and let's see what we're gonna ask. Yes, we're just gonna do a default to whatever this says. And now we want to call this table, save the query as QRY comics. QRY, capital COMCS, comics. And then open the query in datasheet view. So open the query to view information. Say finish. There we are. So now we are looking at this. We want to look at our query comics. And we want to look at it in datasheet view. So that's the way it popped up. Switch to design view. Okay, now we went to view. To do that, we go to home, go to view, comics, and then we're going to change this one to design view. Set a criterion so that only those comics that were published before 1970 are displayed. It doesn't say and 1970 or equal to 1970, it says before. So would this be a less than or greater than? If it's greater than, then it would be over 1970. So if it's less than, it would be before 1970. So we're going to say less than. So let's go to published. Look for published. Year published right here. Criteria. Year published. So we're going to the year published. We're going to say less than 1970. So that way it would be before 1970. Sort ascending by year published. So now year published, we can come right here to sort. Remember to do that, you click in the box and it'll give you the drop down. Do the drop down and say ascending. So let's make sure we did everything. Switch to design view, we're in design view. Set a criteria so that those comics that were published before 1970, we did that, less than 1970, are displayed. Sort and ascending by year published. We're in year published and we're doing it by ascending. Now run the query. Remember to run the query, we hit the run button. There you go, 38 records. Save and close the query, exit Microsoft Access. So now we just hit save. And we are done.